Welcome back to a new video covering baked beans, and again, you may not like this, but the contract is going to zero, so you probably only have a few weeks left of baked beans to get your returns because this contract is draining fast. Before we get any further though, remember nothing in this video is financial advice. Do your own research and only invest what you are willing to lose. If we take a look at the baked beans contract, we can see currently there is 17,000 BNB left in the contract, which equates to about $6.4 million. We can see here, if you click on analytics, you can actually track the contract. So here we want to click over to BNB Balance, and we can see, of course, baked beans peaked over here with 35,500 BNB. And now if we look at the last month, we can see currently again we're down to 17,700 BNB or $6.7 million. When you put it in a 1 month spread, you can see obviously we had our peak here on the 21st of April, and it has been down ever since, and there's no real signs of stopping. Because again, if you don't know how baked beans works, you deposit, get 8% daily return. You obviously are doing the 6-to-1, so you're reinvesting 8% 6 days a week and claiming 1 day per week. But again, the more you have invested, the more you're getting returns. So as people deposit, they're going to compound, get higher and higher rewards. And then of course, when they start withdrawing, there are less people investing into the contract than are withdrawing. Because again, baked beans, 90% of the contract balance is based from new investors. So again, it is crypto Ponzinomics. Your returns are paid by other people's deposits. So again, if you go in early, you would be laughing. But again, if you're coming in late, I would not advise getting in. Again, the Bakehouse do have other small streams. They have their own actual token. But again, most of this stuff is just based on the contract deposits versus withdrawals. So again, here we can see the BNB balance. We can see it is going down at about 1,000 BNB per day on average, roughly we can call it. So we can see 23,500 down to 22,000. Down to 20,000. It's about 1.5, but it's sort of flattening out a little bit. We can see here the previous day was 18,500 down to 17,700. So it only dropped 800 BNB, but again, the contract is still dropping. There are no signs of this going back up. It's slightly leveling out a little bit, but again, it is still going to be going down. At the current rate, if we can assume the BNB balance goes down at 1,000 BNB per day, you're looking at about 17 days, 18 days left of baked beans. I'd say it'll probably go for a little bit longer because this rate of decline will slowly steady off. But I'll say this now, my bet is mid-June, baked beans contract will be zero. I'm saying maximum you have is about 5-6 weeks. Again, that is just my own opinion and thoughts for the future, but I feel like baked beans only has 5-6 weeks maximum. And that's, to be honest, being a bit more optimistic. Because again, if you're looking at the rate of BNB drop, that was 800 that day. You're only looking at around 20 days, which is like 3 weeks. But I reckon we've got about 5-6 weeks left of baked beans. If you look at the BNB transfers, here you can actually see deposits versus withdrawals. So we can see in the blue is the withdrawals and in the black is deposits. So of course, deposits were booming, but we can see the withdrawals slowly creeping up. And it was this day here, 22nd of April, the day after the peak. The withdrawals were higher than the deposits. And now if we take a look at baked beans, it's only receiving around 150 to 200 BNB per day. And the withdrawals are between 980 to about 1,500. So I don't really see the deposits increasing much more than around this 100 to 200 BNB per day. And unless the withdrawals are cut in more than a quarter, they're going to outweigh the deposits. And of course, the contract is going to go down. Because we can see there's a net minus 800 BNB on that day. The day before is a net minus about 970 BNB. And the day before here is a net minus about 1,050 BNB. So they're slowly matching up because a lot of people have already withdrawn most of their funds. But the whole thing is, unless the deposits increase, which as we can see, they're hovering around 100 to 200 BNB. But again, they haven't been above 200 BNB for the last 7 days. So yeah, it's not looking the best for baked beans. In terms of your strategy, the 6-to-1, I would say, well, it depends how long you feel like is left for baked beans. But if it was me, I would say we've only got about 5 or 6 weeks left, which means if you're doing the 6-to-1, you would get 6 claims in, which maybe you just want to slowly start claiming more and more as the contract balance is going down. Because again, there's no point compounding if your compound is going to lead to no withdrawals when the contract balance hits a 0, because that's what happens with these smart contracts. Once the balance is 0, you can't withdraw. Say you wanted to eat your beans and claim them, no matter how many beans you have, if the contract balance is 0, you cannot eat beans, you cannot withdraw. So maybe start claiming a little bit more to get some funds out to maybe cover your initial investment or to take some profits along the way. Again, I'm personally not actually invested in baked beans. By the time it was on my radar, again, it was already starting on the decline really. I saw it a bit, but the time I would have jumped in, it was starting to decline, so I passed on this opportunity. But it has been a solid project. We can see in the Telegram, people are still talking about it. Again, Toasted AVAX is their AVAX version of baked beans. People are still rebaking, and they're going to see if the contract balance will rise soon. But looking at the stats, the deposits are still way lower than the withdrawals, so the contract balance will be going down. I could do a separate video on Toasted AVAX because I know a lot of whales apparently got early access to that and the contract is already starting to drain. So make sure to subscribe for any baked beans contract updates or Toasted AVAX, anything covering the bake house and these miners. Thanks for watching. Hope you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys on my next video.